All right, guys, here we're going to talk about another movie. Today we're talking about Big Money Hustlas. 2000's Big Money Hustlas. Lee, have you seen it before?
Well, I haven't watched it since you and I made it, but like, no, I didn't even know it existed. You were like, do you know this exists? And I was like, no. And he said, okay, we have to do this movie, right? Yeah.
This is something I've had my eye on for a while. It's my first watch.
Okay.
It's been something like I'd only seen the VHSs like on eBay.
It's legendary, right?
Yeah, and like lost track of it because it was always like a little pricey for me. And then I happened to bring it up to you again, and then like I looked while we were talking, and the DVDs were like stupid cheap, and I was like, okay, we're making this happen. And here it is. We're watching the ICP film, the Insane Clown Posse's film, Big Money Hustlas.
I did not know they made a film. I don't know them. I don't like them. You like them a lot, for the record.
I'm a big fan.
Huge fan of them. I only know them from the Eminem, skit where they make fun of them. So I was like, they suck. Whatever they are, they suck. They dress up funny. I don't like them. I could not tell you any of their songs, any of their music. I'm aware of a gathering that takes place. That's about it. I have no knowledge whatsoever. And I love this movie. I was nervous that this was going to be an awkward thing, and you hadn't seen it either.
No.
It could have been bad.
It could have been bad.
And then you'd be like, oh, I like them though. It's good though. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. It's bad. But I thoroughly enjoyed this.
No, I will say this is very enjoyable.
I was impressed.
And that's honestly good, knowing that you went into it knowing nothing about them and enjoyed it. Means that it is just a fun movie.
I have no baggage or whatever about it. So there's a bunch to talk about. But yes,
no, indeed. So
bottom line, thumbs up.
Yeah, both people going into this, a thumbs up. If you've seen it or don't care, false over to spoilers. And if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
Okay, so here we are for the spoilers of Big Money Hustlers. Lee, I don't have to ask you your opinion because I know you like this because you said it at the table.
Exactly.
This was fun. The cameos I wasn't expecting. So aside from the people that you won't know in the ICP, world here, Rudy Ray Moore there. Yeah. We got the Jerky Boys.
Is that what that was?
Take that stupid fucking head up when you come in my office, you prick.
The chief of the police is like the main guy, Jerky Boy cameo. But then at the end, there's like a guy with a gun. He's like licking it. He's the other Jerky Boy.
Oh God! I was like, why is that guy licking his gun?
Yeah.
There's 9 out of 10 of my oh, I want to talk about the movie. It's gonna be like, why was this happening? It's like that sort of deal. This has Harland Williams in it.
Yes.
And that is my access point into I'm a huge fan of comedy. I would call them a 90s comedy, even though half of them were made in the early 2000s.
Like a half-baked.
But Freddy Got Fingered. There's a ton of these movies. Harland Williams often appears.
I fed the horse. I didn't know it was a diabetic. I was scared.
Kenny, stop crying.
But there's a thing. It's Freddy Got Fingered, and there was another one that I thought was a good example. But it's movies where it's like, oh, did you win a contest? Like, why are you making a movie? You shouldn't be allowed to make a movie. And then it's like, well, you can't just make a movie. There's people with money and producers. They would stop you. And it's like, did no one stop them? Is that why I haven't heard of this movie? Because it just went this crazy. Like Harland Williams' Rocket Man.
Yes.
There are certain movies where I'm like, why does this exist? This
Rocket
is amazing.
Man genius, by the way. That's Disney.
That was where he peaked, I think, or something. But
astronaut Fred Randall.
Years before this.
He was in, I mentioned a minute ago, a Sorority Boys.
Yes.
It was him. It was
one of our boys.
It was the guy from Smallville, played Lex Luthor. It was the kid from Seventh Heaven that was the oldest boy.
You know all the boys.
Those three together were very funny, and I was like, oh, this will be a thing. And you almost didn't see them ever again. The Rosenbaum guy has a podcast that's pretty successful, but the Boogeyman was the next thing you saw. The other guy, and they didn't really do much. No, but Harland Williams, this is that pocket for me. 2000.
Harland Williams, he's not in this a ton, but he's one of my guys.
He's funny.
There's a comedy bit that broke me, where he's doing this Canadian thing. He has a board and a stick, and he's pointing to words.
And you don't want to feel like a complete loser, so you try to have your conversation anyways. You're like,
he's like, come on, why don't you? Hey. He's just she's making different sentences with these random. And it goes on for so long that I was like brain scan. I was like, my head was exploding. But that's what you need for this.
Yeah.
And there's bloopers at the end where you can tell they were just like, shut up, cheese tits. Shut up, lard ass. Shut up, hamburger face.
What do you want me to do, cluster crack? And what do you want me to do, lasagna ass? What do you want me to do, thunder fingers?
All right, Cox, listen to me. This is big.
Like he just kept trying different
all
shit.
of his
It's
things
random.
So that was something I read was Shaggy 2 Dope, who played Sugar Bear in this. All of his lines he made up on the spot. He wrote the movie, but improvised all of his lines.
So I was gonna say like Jay just talks to the camera mostly. But he's got so much swag that it works. Shaggy's like an actual, he's like acting.
Yeah.
He's like in the movie. And yes, to your point, like people say shit to him and he has to stand there. Like they're like, oh, what happened to Rudy Ray Moore? Oh, we don't have enough money. He's out of the movie. And then he has to sit there and like earnestly go, oh man, okay, I guess I'll do it alone. Like he has to just act like that's a normal thing that happens.
What? Forget about Dolemite. The budget on the flick ran out for Dolemite. He took off running. What do you think, he's gonna do this shit for free?
And he does it for over an hour. He just keeps doing. He's the straight man.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You just breezed over Rudy Ray Moore.
I'm sorry. Is this what we should say?
I laughed so hard at that. The ghost of Rudy Ray Moore.
You don't recognize me? I am the ghost of Dolemite. Ghost of Dolemite. And I ain't lying either. Shit.
But Rudy Ray Moore's not dead.
He says,
but the writer doesn't know that or something.
But he says, I know I'm not dead. It's this fucking thing.
Motherfucker, I know goddamn well I ain't dead. I don't write the shit, I'm paid to perform it.
Like you can tell, like bloopers aside, it has the vibe that they were just like, okay, just do it, I guess. And then they were like, did we get it? And it's like, I don't know. Okay, and they go to the next scene. Like it's amazing.
Take your shirt off. Let me rub your shoulders like a Norwegian bathhouse attendant. Come on, let me get in there.
Man, the chief was right. You a bitch. Man, get up and go. Little bitch.
No, it's
all I have
very
to
well.
say.
And the whole like, who let them make this movie thing? Like,
do you have?
They almost did not.
Yes.
They joked about the money running out. They stopped paying. ICP put up like $100,000 of their own money just to finish this project. So like, certain things like Rerun is in this as one of like the like henchmen leader or whatever.
Yes. Let's holler at Rerun.
Hey.
They killed him off quick because he cost too much money. They're like, fuck it, kill him now.
This is the Austin Powers scene.
Yes.
Which I was like, oh my god, Austin Powers ripped off ICP. Austin Powers came out several years before this.
Yeah.
But I imagine this took so long to make that they couldn't have.
It's possible. The chest hair alone.
Okay, well, yes, exactly. Like that was what was confusing to me. There's like an ass shot too, where I'm like, that doesn't seem like it's him. I don't know what's going on here. It was weird. There were weird parts of the movie, but that was very Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Even like murdering the people and having this tense thing of all the different like the leaders of the 5 families, and it's like a chick with huge tits.
You got my money, you fat fake titty bitch.
A Catholic priest.
God bless you, my son. I believe you're gonna give me my motherfucking money.
Then like a weird superhero looking dude.
Green Willie here sells fake gold stamp 24K.
And they're all there and
the
stuff.
gold miser or whatever.
Fucking so
Crazy
dumb.
Ahmed or whatever his name was.
Now let's take a look at his side. Now here's the motherfucker you've seen on TV.
That I thought was funny, and like I was like, I bet this phone number goes somewhere.
Would you please put the number on the screen? It's area code 734-480.
And I call it, and it does not work any longer. Spoilers.
The number you have reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
But then, as I'm reading through their IMDb, it used to be their fan line number.
Yes.
So, like, it was, I guess, for while people used phones, this actually was a number. And I was like, oh, cool. That would have been a nice Easter egg to just call this number. It's only on there for, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah, you would, like, pause it and then call the number. All their fans would call the number. Like, that used to be a thing where you could call a number and hear a message from whoever. Like, yes.
I like that. I loved him like looking directly into the camera and going like, I didn't have to give that to you. Like when the girl shows the tits, like, but I did. Our movie's the shit.
See how I hooked y'all up? I ain't even have to do that.
Yo, you right.
Our movie's the shit.
I hooked you up. Yeah, he just goes right at the camera to the point where I was like, oh, he can't act, I guess. But they're acting. Like, there was a thing.
No, it's so over the top.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
perfect.
No. Like I didn't see Chappie, right? With the robot movie with
yeah.
You know, did you see it?
Yeah, with Hugh Jackman and
don't talk about it at all.
Okay.
It's fine. We're just gonna breeze past it.
Deal?
I didn't see it, but like leading up to it, people were like, oh, why would they cast Diane Ward in this movie? Like, they're not actors. And I was like, they're acting like every minute of every day. They act on stage. They act in every interview.
They were by far the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I was like, why are you worried about that part of the movie? That's so dumb, right? And this here too, where it's like they are they're not just, I go into the studio and I lay down some tracks and like don't talk to me. They have personas. They're larger than life. They've created alter egos. Like I had no doubt that they would be okay in the movie, but just how they're used is so wild. At the end, when Jay jumps off the turnbuckles.
Because had it been real life, he'd have fucked you up.
And it's all one shot where he like delivers a line, he falls down, and then he like delivers the other line. I was like, this is great. His swag levels are off the charts. What's happening?
You found the bodies? You found the bodies in the yard?
And that's Mick Foley, who you're not familiar with, I'm assuming. Maybe you are.
Well, I recognize him from other people who are like, I got a picture with Mick Foley. And I'm like, fuck you, I don't care. So like, I recognized him.
No, that's too cliche. But you will be mine. Mine. All mine. Whee!
He's great too. That's a whole thing to unpack. Yeah.
So he's playing his like alter ego, because like they wrestle, which you're not familiar with either, but like he works with their show, and I believe he's called Cactus Sack, and that he's dressed up in his Cactus Jack outfit. Mick Foley,
don't explain
treasure.
Nick. The people know who Nick
plays.
You don't need to explain it to me.
I have to let you know these things. So
fine.
he has 3 wrestling personas, and he touches on 2 of them here. So when he puts that sock on his hand, I think he calls it Sacco.
See what Mr. Sacco has to say about this.
That's Sacco from when he's Mankind of the WWF formerly.
What the fuck is this thing?
Then he's doing in his Cactus Jack outfit. We don't see Dude Love, which is his hippie persona, but seeing 2 out of 3, I was enjoying these references. In 2000, this would have crushed me.
Is Dude Love Jack Black with dreads again? That's what I'm picturing.
No, they all kind of look like him.
So this guy's milling around, Mick Foley. They're doing wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm pretty sure that has to be Shaggy. So
he wrestles. Yes.
So that's why, and like I'm doing all the math in real time, and I'm like, oh, they're kind of wrestling. Because like rap beefs are kind of wrestling in like the modern sense. Because they're not like killing people. They're just like rapping about killing people, I assume. So that's just wrestling. That's exactly what Vince McMahon has people do. I want to tear you apart. It's just them being like, I'm gonna bust a cap in your whatever, right? It's the exact same thing. So I was like, okay, maybe they're friends and there's crossover and there's a gathering. Someone might jump off of a thing. Like I feel like this all makes sense.
All their skill sets came together for this. Yeah,
exactly. Mick Foley though is like schizophrenic. I wrote down Mick Foley having a nervous breakdown while he's fighting Shaggy Tudo. Like that, like he's talking to himself and like, is this it? Oh no! And he's running back and forth and trying to, as you say, he tries the sock, he tries something else. He's like, nope, that's not it. He's like trying to figure out. He's like literally having a psychotic episode.
Have a nice day. Damn, that's not my line anymore.
Which is perfect.
It's great. Violent J calling out goes like, "You're lucky it's a movie because he'd have kicked your ass." I was like, "Yes, that is very true."
He'd have fucked you up.
I love that. The wrestling throughout the movie is apparent.
He does the slam stuff. He grabs the guy and falls on him.
When he gets the Gorilla Man or Ape Man, whatever he calls him.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I want some shit. I'm in an ape suit. That means I don't give a fuck.
And that's the one too where he's just like a little whistle noise, grab the guy and fall down, and do the whole thing. Yeah. It clicks together.
There's lots of fun stuff. This is like a YouTube movie before there were YouTube movies. Like that's what this gives me that vibe of. Like an outlandish, crazy thing that like some, more popular creators would be able to make. But at the time, them making this, this is not a small feat. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars put into making an actual movie. We're shooting this on film,
because they were personas. They were like a content creator influencer before that was its modern thing, right? So this is a natural step for them to be like Patreon exclusive, fund this movie.
Pretty much, things to offer at concerts. They have such a large, fan base here that is very dedicated. That putting out a movie would be big. Like I did not know about this then. But again, like at that time period, if this would have hit me, it would have got me with so many fucking things. Like, this guy, oh my god. And the soundtrack is pretty much just instrumentals of their songs.
Yeah,
occasionally they fade in the parts here, but like I'm sitting there singing along the song. I was like, oh, this is great. Like it was such a nostalgia buzz.
I had to just assume that they were all their songs because songs are playing, and I'm like, I guess that could be him. I don't know. I'm just letting it happen. Yeah, I if you were like gun to my head, I will blow your fucking brains out if you do not hum or like name me just 2 bars next to each other from any ICP song. I would be like, I guess it's over for me. I can't do it. I have nothing to do.
There's a part where you know he has a girlfriend in like the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, give it to me, Super Balls. Give it to me.
And like a plot is going.
That's
like,
his mom in real life, I think.
Is it? I didn't know that. That's weird.
I'm joking. I made that up.
Okay. But you know, like they're going to get her, and like at the time, I'm not sure if they're going to kill her or they're going to kidnap her. But then the song cue comes in, and I know what song that is, and I'm like, oh, she's dead.
Oh,
like,
spoilers. Okay,
so like I think for someone who watches the movie, some of these things set up like a tone for you, and I like that.
So we should talk about the movie a little bit.
Yes, let's.
So Shaggy 2 Dope is Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
I might say the wrong names, just like roll with it.
Sure.
I just say Shaggy and Jay, just to be like,
okay,
I don't know you. But like he's Sugar Bear, which is basically the Pootie Tang / Dolemite / whatever exploitation movie thing. But the world is not that world.
No, he's 20 years too late.
He's wearing bell bottoms and strutting around, and they do this scene where it's at the strip club, and he like makes eyes at a girl, but she is, quite frankly, a fat, disgusting pig. And they play it off as if
I'm gonna beep all that.
He's in love with this woman. It's this crazy thing. No, she's crazy. She's huge. Like that's not acceptably
the polite word is rotund.
No, it's not. That's like she's like winning an award or something like that. And you see like a lot of her tits. Every other girl. Every other girl looks like a normal model girl, and this is the one girl. That's the joke. Is that he's attracted to that one.
First look, she took my breath away. I never seen so much woman. Sweet, subtle, soft and big. I had to make her mine.
Right? That there's all these steaks, and he's like, give me that cheeseburger. Like he's like that, that whole
When
thing.
he sends her a pizza,
yes,
that made me laugh so hard. And then it gets like the stinger on the joke is like they go to walk away. She's like,
let me grab that slice of pizza. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like later they're having sex, and it's like fisheye lens of the face while they're mostly
like a
clothed,
music video,
like doing this. Yeah, very music video. I think the director's like a music video or like a music.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. I didn't look into them, but yeah.
I saw like some music documentary stuff and some music like whatever, like the blah 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 music.
Okay.
Other ICP things, I think.
Yeah.
But there's a great part right at the end where like he feeds her like a snowball, one of those coconut covered like candies.
Yeah.
And he's smoking a blunt, and like they're fucking and they're doing this, they're doing that, and it cuts back to the nightstand where there's this quick montage of the snowballs disappearing and like roaches, blunts, spent blunts appearing in the ashtray where they're just fucking.
Yeah.
And during the fucking scene, it's also cutting to crime happening throughout the city that he's busy fucking and
being distracted,
not doing anything about. He came in to like clean up the streets, but he finds this chick and just fucks her the whole time.
That's how life
That's
works.
so good. That's okay. But that's what I mean is like, this is one of those things where I appreciate it on this deep level because I know what a movie is supposed to be. But these people, much like Freddy Got Fingered, it's like, well, this is the part in the movie where we do this. And it's like, wait, no, you're not doing that. You haven't set that up. You can't do that. We're doing it anyway. And they just do shit anyway. And it captures this absurdity and this fever dream aspect that I can't stop loving.
That is part of the charm. And like
the charm.
that happens, like I think it's encapsulated in the ending when like you realize that our bad guy character is Harlan Williams. And in the wide, it is not. It's Violent J. And then in the close-up, it's him. And it cuts back and forth a few times.
Okay. That dirty cock-sucking little frick cracks the whole fucking time.
And you might think like, oh, what's the whatever? They're like wheeling out the body, and then Shaggy pulls out a hanky and goes and like rubs his face to get the makeup on. Let's see who he really is.
Before they drop this cat in his casket, let's reveal this dirty rat bastard.
And it's Harlan Williams.
And you knew it was going to be some what Scooby-Doo villain is this going to be? Like I was like, is it going to be the old man bad makeup that we saw earlier? Because I'm not sure what that was.
Take it all off there. What do you think you are? Quiet girl? Come on.
What was
I
that?
assume it's either one of them or a friend of theirs or some funny reference that I'm not getting. But it's something. It's old man makeup before old man makeup was popular.
And for a reason, or whatever. But Harlan's a gem, so and to have him be the killer, because he just met Shaggy, and Sugar Bear or whatever, and like they have phone calls where it's like Die Hard, where he's calling him, and then he hangs up. He's like, I should have told him I loved him and stuff. And you're like, what's happening?
Yeah,
it's so good.
I should have told him I loved him. I should have cared.
This is a 10 out of 10 film for me.
There's a number of Harlan Williams lines
watch this
that are
again
just
right
so
now.
good.
Yeah.
And the visuals, it's the color tone is so. It reminds me. That's I think the biggest thing that reminds me of like early YouTube days. Like people were about that color and
popping.
Candy and whatever.
Yeah.
And
if you kill him, the movie's over. So that ain't the plan.
They're legitimately just wearing these things. There's not like a crank up on the color.
No,
That's the colors they're wearing.
They're larger than life, more vivid than film can capture people.
Yeah.
So when it's like day 2 and Jay has like now red dyed hair and wearing like a red, he's totally different.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening? They're just constantly like reinventing themselves, doing weird things. I love it.
Another cameo I want to make sure I don't forget. So aside from the fact that they're at a weird Pizza Hut donut combo restaurant with the Hatchet Man logo, it's Jerry and the Misfits are the patrons.
Oh, I thought it was just some dudes dressed like that.
No, that's them.
The real thems.
That is
them.
They're
very distinctive, like weird. Yeah. I don't know what that's called.
Devil's Lock.
Drain spout. I don't know what that's about. Wet cat looking motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's them.
Because it pans across like it's a vanity shop. I was like, okay.
Jerry's son is also in this as like an altar boy.
I don't know who the fuck is anybody, so it's tough, but yeah.
The biggest locked man. But apparently he was a nightmare on set and they just wanted to get him the fuck out of there.
Makes sense too.
And in the movie, he's only in there for like a minute. Like
that scene, we should be clear, is he the preacher? The weird preacher? Or who?
No.
That's a famous guy, right?
I think the weird, and I could be totally wrong.
And he has said that the key to your salvation is your money to save this city.
Or the first preacher before it changes.
I think the weird preacher is the Q character, and that's one of his many costumes. But I could be wrong.
Oh, it might be.
Thus, I have developed for you this weapon.
I could be totally wrong on that.
Because he's so flat everywhere else. But, okay, so there's like a montage later where the guy who's Q, you realize, because during the movie you're like, is that the same guy? Is the bartender the same guy as the donut shop guy? What's going on? You think it's going to be a thing, but that's just been, oh, this is the Q guy, right?
I was paying closer attention to when like she's cheating on him with that guy, like my boyfriend's coming, better go. And I was
better take off, Jack. My boyfriend's on his way over right now.
Like that, I was just like, he must be another rapper or something.
Chet Hanks.
I thought that was, yes, obviously Chet Hanks.
This summer is it's about to be a white boy summer.
I was like, oh, that must be some sort of a cameo.
Yeah.
But it is just that that guy is in many roles.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah, but it stands out. Like you're not supposed to be in this role.
Yeah, I was like, who are you?
And his delivery sucked. So I thought you were gonna be like, oh, that's like flipping Jay.
We wake up this morning and we see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad.
And that donut scene too, right? That's where Harlan Williams puts up the donut like it's a monocle and starts doing like a London-y accent.
Look, I'm a donut gentleman from London. Hello there, son. Would you like me to rub a crumpet all over your bubbly little bottom?
It's the most Harlan Williams thing he does like in the movie. He has a lot of fun lines there just describing donuts and his like what he calls them. And then it will cut to the donut and that's not written there. He's just saying words.
French crullers, cinnamon twirls.
That's the scene. Okay, you know this, but for the audience's benefit, that's the scene of like poppers, purples, blue Mondays. This like they're like naming the drug, but then it cuts to it and it says like tetrachlorohydroxylate or some fucking thing or whatever. Only it's like jelly donut, and he's like squirters or whatever the fuck. He says some like street name for the drug as if it was a drug.
Fallopian fruit flippers. Look at that shit. Fucking coconut sprinkled assholes. Chinese Wonder Puffs.
But the movie's not about how donuts are drugs either. That isn't like the whole thing.
One of them's like something anuses or something.
crazy.
Like, yeah, they're wild.
They were like, Harlan, just keep talking. And he's like, what do you mean?
I'm a donut cyclops. Oh, I've got one eye. What am I, winking at you or blinking? You'll never know.
You got it.
Okay. You can't stop me.
I don't know either of the guys from the Jerky Boys' actual names, but like him like looking at his ass and
Oh, look at that fucking ass. Get it. Get it. Oh, that's a fucking ass. Oh.
And what never stopped making me laugh was when he would call somebody else like a fat fuck.
Yes.
Like it's always the skinniest people in the movie. It's like, you fat fuck.
Hey, you fat fucking barrel-ass sow.
What now? Are you stuck in that goddamn chair again?
I wrote this down because I loved it so much, but it's even better than I thought it was. Because at first he's calling Harlan Williams fat.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, they're just throwing insults at each other and this movie cost $100 to make.
You fat fuck.
So it's probably just lost in the sauce there. But then he also calls Shaggy that, who's thinner. Harlan's decently thin, and Shaggy's like very thin.
Yeah.
And he says, you should talk, you fat fuck.
And who the fuck you calling fat, you fat frick? Son of a bitch.
And he does it like he's no, this is it. I'm intentionally like body dysmorphic, where I think everyone else is fat, and me as the fattest person like doesn't think anyone's fat. That's unnecessarily good to put in the movie. Like I think all these different people and cameos and comedians and like you know bigger than life stars just brought all this to the table.
Yeah,
it just came together randomly, right? This couldn't have been like someone's vision. You said Shaggy wrote it though. Like
I believe I read that he at least wrote all of his dialogue, but then did not use that, or like it wasn't what was in the script.
Okay,
I would imagine the brain trust of the ICP organization together wrote everything. I didn't see who was specifically credited, but in that story,
it seems collaborative. But like, it shocks me that anything was written besides, oh, it's kind of like this movie for a while, and then it's kind of like that movie for a while, and then he's going to be like, blah, 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 and then he's going to do this, and like that, that's like an outline almost.
Yeah, I would picture the script is basically an outline with a lot of these characters just delivering one, because you have a lot of improv type people here.
Yeah, we're in a donut shop, and we talk about this, and then a gorilla comes in.
Yeah,
you just do that or whatever.
I want a motherfucking donut. I want a motherfucking bagel. A motherfucking Fago root beer flow, motherfucker. I'll peel your cap.
Yeah, because like Shaggy, I can't emphasize this enough. Like he's acting with his body and face even when he's not talking.
Hey, hiya, cock. What the hell you doing out there, you dopey fuck you? Come in here.
Which is like the biggest thing that like sports figures and musicians fuck up, where they say their line and then they go back to like not acting or whatever.
Yeah.
He was acting the entire time to the point where sometimes something would happen over here and he would do like a hand motion like get out of here with that, and there'd be a whole little story happening visually, and I'm like, why is this so like good?
Technically, we don't really have him on anything.
Woo! Woohoo!
He reminds me like, and again, whenever I see him, he's like in character. So I'm only ever getting probably what he's putting out.
He wants you to
but
get.
like him doing just podcasts and stuff, he gives me like the vibe of like, yeah, that's the dude. Like he's just this guy that does these things. And I would love to just be able to have a sit down and be like, what do you like? If we were not in makeup right now, how would this conversation be dealed out? Like, because he's such a funny guy. Like, he'll shit on fans and do things like just really funny, personable. The way he throws out his words.
Still sounds dumb as fuck though, don't he? He sounds really fucking dumb when he talks. Would you let him babysit?
Fuck no.
Exactly.
I could see that translate into a character he's playing.
I think I only heard big major public things from Jay, which all seem like they are in this movie. So for me, I have a newfound respect for them both, but more so Shaggy, who I thought was just Jay's like thinner friend who rapped in something like that. I didn't realize that.
He pulls it really well off.
It's like a Trey Parker, Matt Stone, where they're very different, but they're both like pulling their weight to use that phrase or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Because I think at this point it's been so long that, if it's like, take off the makeup and let me know your real personality, and he's like, I forgot I was wearing the makeup. Like, I'm just integrated now. Like the symbiote has fully taken me over. I'm just one, one entity. Yeah.
And I was trying to think, because like this would have been around the time that I was listening to them in general.
Yeah, like, how'd you miss this? What the fuck?
I don't know, but I think seeing them now more recently, and I'm wondering if it's how the film picked it up. I thought the makeup wasn't as good as I've seen it recently, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's the quality of the camera. I'm like, no, your average webcam is better than the cameras now, so it must just be technology and makeup is different or whatever.
Oh, okay. Like doesn't hold
like
up as
grease
much,
paint looks it didn't look as polished as I'm used to it now in like the things I've seen.
I suspect there might have been a lot of drugs involved in the production of this movie, so maybe they would have been like, it's day 132, I guess and they just did something.
I don't think it took that long.
They never do that. Yeah.
I want to say this probably took like under a month.
Week. They filmed it in a
maybe.
week.
Honestly. Because they probably had all these locations locked.
If you start to break down the locations and the establishing shots and how long it would take, okay, now come back and like kick the homeless guy and take your badge back, whatever. The heroic I'm getting back into it montage where he loops all the way back around to the homeless guy. Oh.
So speaking of that right now, so he quits, he drops his badge. Yeah. My gut impulse there was, old man is going to be who kills our big baby here. And it was actually an old woman. It was his mother.
I'm going to go ahead.
Sorry I'm late, but I told you I'd make everything right.
Which I thought was great. It was something you didn't see. It was the way he kept opening it and being shot.
Brilliant misdirect because the shot's coming from behind.
Yeah.
So Shaggy should be getting shot too. It doesn't matter. The point is, they set up the old lady in the beginning and she has a thing like, I'm sorry, Mr. Big Baby.
I promise you, Mr. Big Baby, all I need is just a little more time.
And all this stuff, and you're like, whatever. And then it's kind of too thick because he goes like, tell Dad I said hi.
Tell Daddy I said hi.
Miss Sweets, my mama said to say hi and she gonna see you in church on Sunday.
Like, oh, this is my, okay, whatever. I never like, jokes usually have these two tiers, and I usually am okay with the first tier. The second one I feel like too much, it's whatever. But the movie goes on, you're like, that was just a one-off. So many things have come and gone. So many characters have been introduced and been squashed. No one's real. They're like acting like different people. So you've forgotten about the old lady. Why would she come back? And that's your like, that's your linchpin to tie it all together.
Beautiful. I do agree that I think when he said like tell Dad whatever, that it went too far, but his two associates there, it's Twisted and
Bulk and Skull.
Bulk and Skull for the people
for
not
the uninitiated.
They go so extra on everything, and I think that they are perfect. Like they go so hard and so deep in all these things, and like it's a lot of like, you're still talking, and then like they talk a little more, and it gets funny again for me.
Oh shit. That's right. That shit
That's
fact.
bomb,
Right?
Cheers.
Shut up. You got my money, motherfucker.
And I think that they've got that.
No, and even like the vibe and all that stuff when because they get defeated by their parents showing up.
Let's go too.
Is this what you've been saving your allowance for?
Because they're like, and that must be like an inside joke of their careers too or something, where they're from the suburbs and they're just pretending to be hard or whatever. But
I don't know.
But there's goofy ass scenes when they're in bed with Violent J together, and they're like, and he's like, give me a chip, and he feeds it to him.
Give me another chip.
Freeze, motherfuckers! Don't even breathe.
Off of his own chest, like it's one he dropped.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get a pile going, so you don't have to lean to get. I'm gonna eat these for a while.
The way his eyes shifted back and forth as he grabbed it, though.
Give me a chip.
Made me think like, oh, he'd been eating those. Those are the ones he dropped. Like he won't know I'm giving him this one.
Oh, like he was like shit. Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah.
To go back to like their parents come. There's
like a weird vibe though.
He has a weapon to take out each individual person, and it felt very video game-esque because like these things are like, okay, once you complete this mission, we'll get this thing, and that'll make killing this impossible. Like he has there are magical ninjas, which we somehow have not mentioned at this point.
We must summon the magic ninja.
Oh yeah! Magic ninja, what?
So yes, after the Austin Powers scene where he kills all of his remaining henchmen, Jay has to figure out, what's the next step. And he's like touching the camera, and he's like, the magical evil ninjas, or whatever it said. It's time to unleash the ninjas. And it's like, yes, we have a pair of, they don't speak, I think, at all, right?
I don't believe so.
And are those people that who are famous?
I didn't recognize them, but they definitely are.
Wrestlers, rappers, criminals, like who are they?
Well, like a lot of people often wear like contacts, have their hair a certain way, potentially have face paint on them. Yeah. So to not see them in their elements can be distracting in itself. And,
you barely see
I'm
them,
removed from the scene quite a bit at this moment.
No, I know.
But
just fishing if you knew who these people
I
were,
would wager that everybody is someone.
Somebody, yeah. Everybody's somebody. Ask their mama.
There's one guy in the ending credits, like he's like fighting somebody in the court, and like he's not in this movie. Or like something like that. It says
the whole credits are like person's name and then like what they are.
Yeah.
Person's name, what they are. And this was like Billy Ray something. Not in the movie. It's just a random guy where I was like, is that Big Pun? Who is that?
I won't claim to know who he is, but he reminds me of a guy who's in like the Homies music video.
Get on the galaxy, 'cause sky's the limit and we ain't finished it if my homies go.
Okay.
And it might be him. I'll look it up now. And if it's not, I'll cut this whole part out.
Oh, you'll never know.
I'll leave it in, whatever.
You gotta preserve your flawless track record on
whatever.
ICP related knowledge. No, but that's the thing, right? Is that everybody in this came from somewhere. It's all part of, like, they've recaptured, because like Adam Sandler's like the go-to example, where it's like Kevin Nealon, Rob Schneider, all these people and more are in all the movies, and then like somebody might sit one out, somebody might come in for one, but but you can tell there's a crew where they're talking about the script, or I'm gonna be a dad again, like he's on the phone talking to Kevin Nealon about.
I want to have a monkey.
I'm gonna get a monkey this time. You want to come go to Florida with me?
Would you just please give me a second to say goodbye to the kid?
Take a second.
Like, whatever, but this recaptures that because they feel like a crew. It feels like you were comfortable ad-libbing, comfortable doing weird like half-gay stuff with Jay and stuff because you're hanging out all the time. You're doing
that's your boy.
Like it's like watching Jackass 50 and everyone's gray-haired in like wheelchairs and stuff, right? It's like that vibe where you know these people. I don't, you do, because I don't give a fuck about that either. But that's the point. Is like I can tell even not knowing anybody that they all know each other and they're having a great time with Harlan Williams and the Jerky Boys guy, right?
It struck me as weird that the Jerky Boys guys didn't have any scenes together.
That's the art, delicate art of the cameo.
I didn't know, and I looked this up. They had a falling out, and they were not getting. They didn't get along at this point. Like that explains why, like the one with the more big of a role is like in a lot of the movie. The other one's just like barely in it all. He probably showed up for a day.
I never liked Jerky Boys, but like that guy really impressed me as like. You're acting like an actor or whatever. But yeah, the other guy has no lines and he just dies.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Jerky Boys movie, pretty funny.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll never see it.
I'll make you watch it one day.
No, I can't. How would you possibly, under what infrastructure could you possibly force me to watch a film?
It'll be difficult, but I think I can make it happen.
I'd like to see you try.
Come on.
So yeah, they got these gadgets from that Q character, and it feels so video gamey with like how they're all these one-shot answers. So you get your ninjas with a ninja heat-seeking gun.
It's the ninja detector gun, which fires the only. I'm glad this movie was made when it was made because they were not tempted to use like too much special like CG effects.
Yeah,
because this is terrible, but it's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah,
and he just shoots and it goes woo through the whole house and eventually like headshots the ninja.
So it gets the guy on the toilet, which I'm like, oh, pretty funny. But the next one is what really sold it. He's eating Chinese food. He like sucks down some lo mein. He finishes, opens his fortune. You will be killed. And
he's like, what? Yeah. No, it's like a quest because one of the items is like a whistle. It was literally like oh, take this sword will glow when the orcs are near. It feels like a quest situation because he doesn't even know what they all do or how they work. He's just told very specifically, you will know when the time is right to use this item.
These magical items.
Whatever the fuck. It's like great.
He blows the whistle, it explodes the deaf guy's head. I'm like, was he deaf? Did we know that?
There's been a guy in like a weird it's like a I would call it a turbo Nazi, but that's not actually what it is.
I thought they called him a ninja too, and I was like, that's not what I know as to be a gas mask, shotgun clad.
It's like a weird old Spetsnaz like gas mask. I thought gas mask flamethrower, but then I remembered. This
it looks like someone that would fight the
flamethrower.
Toxic Avenger.
Yes, it looks like a weird gimp suity.
Nah. I hope y'all remember my personal security ninja.
They never mention he's deaf. They never mention any of that until it's time to kill him. And then this whistle is a certain frequency, and like his head explodes. But they said they were out of money, but that head explosion, I was like, hey, they exploded a head. That's cool.
They might have filmed that earlier on, though. As they don't film movies in order.
Of course, but
for you guys,
for the run through of the thing, right? But the third item is, we already talked about it. That's where the parents show up, but that's the one that we don't know what it's going to do. And these like milquetoast 90s, they're like from a Gushers commercial. The parents,
yeah.
It's so fucking, and like,
or a Beastie Boys music video.
Yes, you would have to fight against them for your right to party. Okay, and they nail the 90s. It's like weirdly fisheyed. It's like a Malcolm in the Middle. It's like weird up in the face, and it's like a Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey where you can feel that they're like overbearing on the people, the angles and stuff. Again, how are they able to nail that? Then when they drag them out by their ears, the door that they knocked down goes. And like stands back up like a drawbridge.
It's a drawbridge, yeah.
Is it, like literally?
Well, they're in a hideout, so it stands to reason it might have secret doors.
I thought it was a magic thing where the door went back up.
It almost appeared because of what it was like, I'm going to release the Kraken, and it's just, like the parents are just in a little closet this whole time.
That's why it's so funny, is because it goes, it's like Beetlejuice, like the door opening out of the wall or something, and they're there.
Yeah,
and it's just parents. It's amazing.
I like that they're both interviewing or interrogating these two people. So like,
we get the comparison.
Yeah, Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J are doing it, like he's not getting nothing off him. He's in like a throne. Well, did he bring his own chair? Is that what everyone has? I don't know.
These little things.
But our chief is in there, and they're confessing to everything, but I guess not in the way he wants. Like he's trying to get the boss, and they're admitting to all the guilt, and he's like, couldn't get him on anything. Like just most incompetent ass-looking chief.
No, there's a good vibe here where Harlan even warns him, you can't just go to war with these people, they're gonna do whatever. He has the whole fucking thing with it, and then he like stares at the camera. There's like a spotlight, and he gets really close to the camera. I wonder if he'll retaliate.
Let's hope they don't want to retaliate and get revenge by taking more innocent community lives.
All that stuff,
and we get lots of retaliation.
That death scene is actually really good because it's the shadows and like just the shadows of the swords and there's the blood flying everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I really
kill his girl.
I appreciated that like stupid
pizzas get thrown every now and again.
It was very good. It was very like charming and all that stuff.
So what leads up to her death is one of the best piece of candy type of things ever. They lure her out with treats to get her to where they want her to be.
So Family Guy stole that from ICP at least.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Potentially.
There's little plates with it's like a cupcake, and then a little plate is like a hot dog on it, and oh my god, she's like scuttling around in like her negligee. Like do, but they're playing boom 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 boom. They're playing like Godzilla noises. But then she does like a little scam where it's like it plays them too fast at one point, I want to say.
It's perfect.
It's genius. That's perfect. You don't understand. And there's a blooper where like something like the smoke bomb or whatever caught on fire behind
Oh
it.
yeah.
Did you see that? Where they were like like in the credits where they're like, okay, cut. Fire! Like move.
She like looks like, oh
shit! She's like running out of the frame. Yeah, so you can tell they even had some problems with their productions.
Fire! Yeah, that's real fire.
I'm very impressed with Jay. There's a few little things that I want to mention. My man does like the wipe my expression clean.
He is great at that.
It's very funny, and like there's stuff where he just delivers his line and then like doesn't wait long enough and does a weird thing with his face or something like that.
Cause somebody been fucking with my motherfucking money.
What's your name, Hen?
Yes.
So like they have to creatively like do like a wipe, so you're just seeing his goofy face wiping off the screen in some direction or whatever.
What does he say? He doesn't say fucker. He says like oh motherfuggles, or like what does he say?
He keeps playing with words, and that's the point.
I enjoy it.
You are the city's deadliest motherfuckers.
No, but like he just there's some motherfucker some weird thing where he keeps saying it.
But not a way I've ever heard it.
No, and he does it consistently to the point where it's like, oh, that's his thing. And then I'm like, oh, is that his thing? Like, I never heard that before. I'm a huge ICP fan. I have no idea what he's doing. Right? That's what's so amazing.
My brain is ravaged by sugar, but I remember none of this.
There's a point where he's like he delivers a line and like they don't cut, and he takes a piece of paper out from his pocket and does this, and then goes, so yeah, and then starts to do it. And I'm like, wait, is he looking at his lines? And they left it in?
Now, hopefully all y'all bitches are familiar.
What's happening?
But they're self-referential. They
So
shoot the guy scoring the movie at one point.
Mikey Clark, I produce your music.
Oh, Mike, how you put...
They talk about money. Like, there's a lot of like breaking the wall stuff. So you're like, okay, maybe he is looking at his lines.
And there was a point where it was like too much, but it came around again. Because like you said, all the way to the last minute, there's lines like, you're lucky this is a movie or something. Oh, the movie's almost over, man. Like they keep doing that or whatever.
Yeah, luckily the budget for this movie's almost out, so you don't have to worry about all the big Hollywood bullshit, all the explosions, the firebombs, all that crap.
But everyone in the movie is like, well, I'm trapped here. The monkey's paw has spoken. We have to keep doing this. They just keep living as if that's life.
Yeah.
You tell me you were the only good cop in the whole city?
Sugar, that means that the whole time you're the only clean cop in the goddamn city. Ah, Christ.
When he goes to him for that, like, dragging him back out of his like, oh, I'm just like fucking. It's like the first season of Stranger Things when Hop is like a fucking. He's like
Sheriff Hot Mess.
He's like brushing his teeth with like a beer and like gargling it or like a stale beer with a cigarette butt in. He's doing that one, but it keeps cutting back to Jay. He has like a hookah. He has the giant, like the largest blunt ever. There's a huge thing of cocaine he's doing, and it's playing like weird.
He's dust bust vacuuming up coke.
And that's just subtly in there, and the Jerky Boys guy just rapid fire is not acknowledging it. It's a weird spatial cut where he's just like suddenly has like the hookah I think is gone, and it's been replaced with like a toilet paper sized joint basically.
I used to work the barricade for their concerts.
Oh, fuck all that shit. It doesn't matter. What about the Frisco cartel? You took all those fuckers out single-handedly.
It's not even a blunt. It's this huge, like, white thing. He's like smoking out of it and stuff. Oh my god.
I'm in an ape suit. That means I don't give a fuck.
I'm in an ape suit. That means I don't give a fuck.
True.
And that's Violent J in there, right?
I assumed it was, but I didn't like whatever. And the guy immediately, he's not like, give me all the money. He's like, I need a chocolate glazed. I need this. He starts ordering. And you're like, what is happening in this movie?
Just that, I don't give a fuck.
You can tell because I'm wearing an ape suit. And then later, they're like going through all the henchmen. It's like, oh, he has this power and she's the head of this and he's this. And then like the last empty chair, is it like Ape Boy?
Where is this rowdy gorilla motherfucker with my motherfucking money, motherfuckers?
I don't know. Why you tripping?
It's like
ape
him.
Man, ape suit,
he's like one of the people.
Yeah.
He was meant to be.
The war starts because this guy who's a stick-up artist of donut shops is not there to give him his money. Like, it's such a weird, like,
my money.
The group that is giving him money, it's like, she has every prostitute in existence.
Fat Titty Kitty employs 991 hoes.
He runs the Catholic Church.
Father Duckett owns and operates and whatever he does to 45 churches across New York.
Amen, sucker.
This person robs donut shops.
Hey, boy, this rowdy, crazy gorilla motherfucker likes to make his money the old-fashioned way. Carjackings, hijackings, jackins.
Like his crew is so bizarre.
Listen, everybody has to get their money in different ways, and they must all give it to Jay.
Just think about what a prolific donut shop robber he must be to be on par with these other ones.
That's the only donut shop in the whole world. We know this. That's diegetically established in the movie.
Very popular.
You gotta know to come to the shop. It's got the blue meanies and the fucking whatever. When the priest talks during one point, they like double the vocal as if it's like a exorcism movie, right? Did I make that up?
And we don't play that bullshit.
Right, big baby.
I don't recall that, but I won't say it didn't happen.
I think it happened.
Let me say a prayer first.
Go ahead, Father.
Our Father who art in heaven.
Because he doesn't talk except he says like, I don't go into the thing, and it has a weird like overtone to it. It's like a weird effect. Made me laugh. I don't know.
Honk if you love sugar. Sugar, I'm sorry, sugar. I love. Honk for sugar.
Who keeps playing that music? Whenever I say Sugar Bear, that's the thing.
Sugar Bear. Who the fuck keeps playing that music every time I say Sugar Bear?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So, if you like this and you want to see us talk about the next movie here, Big Money Hustlas, hit that subscribe button because we're gonna have to check that one out.
The next movie is Big Money Hustlas.
That's what I meant. What did I say? Hustlers? Fuck.
You're on a roll though. You had
it.
You were there.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's the spirit of this movie as well.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Fucking sugar!
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion